In 1971, President Richard Nixon officially declared a war on drugs, identifying drug abuse as public enemy number one. The war on drugs is an attempt to reduce illegal drug usage in America. Drugs cause more and more deaths every year, with 2017 seeing the deaths of over 70,000 Americans caused by an overdose. As we approach a new election, this is a great opportunity to finally get America's drug problem under control. We need to elect someone who will address this issue properly by ending the targeting of minorities and impoverished communities, fixing the broken treatment cycle of incarceration, and repaying America's growing financial debt. In sparsely populated states with few minorities, blacks are 6 times as likely to be arrested on drug possession charges than whites. In Manhattan, only 15% of the population is black, but they are nearly 11 times more likely to be arrested on drug possession charges than their white neighbors. In general, a black person in any community is 3.73 times more likely to be arrested for possession.
It's tragic that race still matters in American society, despite the fact that we have a black family in the White House and there's some illusion about a post-racial America, which I hope one day occurs. But the fact of the matter is race still matters structurally. And nothing demonstrates that more than the war on drugs.
I feel in United States they are focused just like on people of color, and they are also Hispanic people. They are classify these people like the wrong people, and they are not worrying about the problem. They are not focused about the problem. They are focused more on these people and classifying these people like that.
According to the Center of American Progress, in 2015, somebody was arrested every 25 seconds for drug possession. That's 1.3 million arrests in 1 year, 6 times the number of arrests that were made for drug sales.
Like a lot of the times now, they're putting drugs in our communities and watching people suffer and doing absolutely nothing about it, especially in some of the urban communities in Baltimore, Philadelphia, and Newark, New Jersey.
War on drugs has also caused the country to go into crippling debt. Since Nixon declared war on drugs in 1971, the U.S. has spent an estimated total of $1 trillion trying to enforce policies.
So should I assume then that we've wasted billions and billions of dollars on the war on drugs?
Yes, absolutely. And it's just not wasted. A lot of the money, in fact, produce counterproductive effects for the United States.
And I'm not an economist. All I can tell you is that as long as there are people who can't get drug treatment and can't get the services, then there's not enough funding. So,
under the Bush administration, that was $27 billion for law enforcement and $9.4 billion to imprison 500,000 people convicted on nonviolent drug charges.
Oh, I think it's just misplaced funds. The drug war, spending on the drug war is definitely a worthwhile endeavor, but the money is misplaced. It should be put towards, as I said before, treatment and treatment facilities, medical professionals, and those people then could have been maybe who had been addressing the crack epidemic in the 90s could be helping with people who suffer from opioid addictions today. One of the big problems is there's simply not enough facilities to handle and assist people who are addicted to drugs.
4 million Americans have some sort of substance abuse disorder, yet less than half of them receive adequate treatment. Addiction is a disease just like any other. Recent studies have suggested that there are genetics causing addiction to run in families, and children raised by addicts have an exponentially higher chance of becoming addicts than children raised by non-addicted parents. This is a disease, not a crime, and it needs to be treated like one.
I mean, everyone knows someone who's had a drug problem, particularly like with opioids and stuff like that. Everyone's known someone. It's pretty hard for the people involved and for people close to them. They kind of drop off the map. I mean, they could overdose and die, but usually like the people who are close to them, it's very, very, very difficult for them, and a lot of worry, and they can be very, very difficult to deal with. So yeah, it's a pretty rough situation for everyone involved.
So my mom and my grandma are recovering addicts my grandma for 18 years. She's been clean, and my mom maybe 8 months, and she struggles now. And I feel like once you have a person around you struggling from drug addiction, you realize how much of themselves they begin to lose. And it's not even them that you talk to anymore, but their addiction. As much as you want them to change or stop, like in an ideal world, they can't.
All in all, it remains evident time and time again that although drug abuse is rampant in America, the war on drugs is simply not the solution. With a new Democratic presidential administration, we must acknowledge the problem of substance abuse head-on and focus not on the substances, but on the people addicted to them.